Welcome to Cartomancy Mesquite. I'm Angela. Today we're going to go over a couple of charts on Trump, the 11th and the 14th. Diana's on her way.
Can you tell?
Hello, Fatima. It's good to see you. And we're going to be doing, of course, the Oracle Garden readings with Nancy Jean's Oracle Garden. If you would like to buy one, the link is in the description below. But as soon as we get done with the politics, we'll do some personal readings.
Okay.
So what you got for us?
So, of course, I went down there searching everywhere and couldn't find them. So I had to print out another chart. Because that's the way
It's
I
your
roll.
day, isn't it?
It's the X flare that unexpectedly went off this morning.
Yep.
I'll just blame it on that.
That sounds good. That'll work.
Okay. So, all right. So, I don't even have my phone here. Why is it behaving like this? You hear me echoing?
No.
Okay, stop. All right. So when we look at Donald's chart, his blueprint chart, his birthday is June 14th, and we of 1946. We have 7 sentencing on July 11th this year, but his birthday is on June 14th. So, of course, I should have put his 2024 birthday before I put the sentencing chart, but I digress. Sedna will still be at 0 degrees in July, just like it is right now. And it will only have moved 20 minutes.
Wow.
Solar arc. So, in fact, it isn't until the end of July that it moves even into that 1 degree area. It's because on the day of sentencing, she's at 0 degrees and 56 minutes. So she's almost to the 1 degree mark, but she's still in a clinging to the boat mode, if we look at it that way.
Yeah.
And today, or the day of his birthday, she's only at 38 degrees. And I couldn't add a 4th chart, so I don't have exactly where she is today, but she's at 0 degrees in a few minutes. Yeah. So that Sedna is sacrifice and adaptation. So when I look at that and I look at his birth chart, he has Sedna and Hygeia conjunction in the 9th house, and his Aries is in the 9th house. The 9th house is the house of Sagittarius, the higher thinking, the higher mind, the professional student, or the professional whatever. But for me to see his Sedna and Hygeia conjoined like that in the 9th house, it's almost like he's always like 1 step ahead. He cuts and runs. He's not afraid to cut and run, heal, and save himself. So knowing that is one of his deep-seated buttons that keep him sewed up, that adds to his shadiness.
Yep.
That adds to his shadiness because he has a 29 degree Leo rising. That Leo rising at 29 degrees. That's a critical degree. It's a portal degree. It is, I mean, he is an entertainer. There's no doubt about it. And Leo
Yeah.
is an entertainer. At 29 degrees, he just knows how to roar.
Uh-huh.
Right? He knows how to make people jump.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, then he's a Gemini. And any sign can be a bullshitter. So, you know, Gemini gets that bad rap. Taurus gets that bad rap. Leo gets that bad rap. Bragging, bragging, bragging. Aries gets that rap, you know. So every sign can have that going on for it. So when it comes to the day of sentencing, when it comes to his birthday, I really think he's got Chiron at 22 degrees on that day.
Mm-hmm.
And his Sedna is at 22 degrees. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's him getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's him having one of his ranting meltdowns at the very least.
Yeah.
His Hygeia, which is, she's not just a doctor, she's a scientist, so she knows how to prevent. She knows what the cure can be, but she knows how to prevent as well. Well, he hasn't been doing a very good job.
Mm-mm.
And he has physical ailments that aren't getting any better because he isn't doing a very good job.
Yeah. Most
Right?
of his is not even being treated.
Right. And we don't know, you know, what kind of secret drugs they've got him on.
Mm-hmm.
I think of Dune and the Emperor in the books or in the movies, that especially the ones that have just come out recently. You know, he just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and has more balloons to carry him around, right?
Yeah.
So see, he's not going to change his ways. There's no doubt about it.
No.
He's stuck in the wall. He's not changing his ways. So when it comes to that sentencing, I look at that. I look at the fact that Hygeia on his birthday is at 24 degrees, and on the day of sentencing, it's at 1 degree. And it has slipped into Taurus. It's no longer in Aries. It has slipped into Taurus.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good for him.
No, it doesn't. So it's like he's going to, something's going to burst.
I was about to say blow a gasket.
Right. And when I look at that, that's his health.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at that to see what's going on in the third house, the messaging is all coming from the court. In the third house, he has Scorpio. We have Pale Athena in the third house. Pale Athena is the higher mind. In the third house, this is the judge is going to do all the talking and you're going to shut up and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I look at the eighth house to see what kind of confinement there is, Neptune is at 29 degrees and the North Node is at 10 degrees. And the Neptune is lighting up his Vesta. That's staying put. That's home fires. Well, I do see that there is going to be home confinement, but I really think he's going to get 3 months of incarceration before home confinement to see how he does with that 3 months of incarceration. I could be wrong. That's partially psychic hit and partially looking at this. The changing boundaries and foundations. He is not above the law. And he has so many other counts against him, even though this is his first offense. He's got a list a mile long. He could go to jail for 20 years on these things.
Easily.
And that's not going to happen. But I can see 3 months and then another 8 months of home confinement.
Yeah.
And he's gonna, he'll violate everything and anything that he does at home unless he gets sick and gets in the hospital. So incarceration, he has he has the ability and the trickster that he is to turn things to make it all look good for him, even if his base is not as big as he thinks it is. Those are the things that his followers will latch onto. It makes him a martyr, but oh well. That's the sedna, the sacrifice and adaptation. Okay, we're going to sacrifice his freedom, and his adaptation is, I'll send notes to the kid next to me in the row next to me, and he'll pass it and he'll pass it and it'll get out the window. So, it's old school. He loves Capone. Right?
Hi, Teresa.
So then when we look at his second house, there we see the South Node has made its way all the way down to, how did that happen? Wait a minute. I'm looking at I'm looking the wrong way. New York. Grand. That's okay. That's the same time zone. Okay. We have, there it is. I'm sorry. 10 degrees of Libra, and we have 10 degrees of Aries for the North Node. So they're in that last decan. That's the things you have to let go of in the South Node, and the things that the way forward in the North Node. The North Node is Aries, that's the judge, the Pale Athena and Scorpio in the third house. He's doing all the talking. What does Mirshan want out of this? He can't, he has to make an example, because there will only be more to follow.
Yep. Oh, there are lots to follow.
Right. So since there will only be more to follow, he has to do something that is going to incorporate all three things. Here's the reason I keep coming up with three, is that I keep getting the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands.
Yes.
So one is E. Jean Carroll. The sword is Stormy.
Yep.
And then the Pentacles, well, who's that? That's the court herself taking the money and distributing it to the women, leaving Melania out in the cold. So the Queen of Cups is never showing up. The last three readings, and there's the digit 3 again, the last three readings that I've recently done, all three of those showed up in 3 different decks on 3 different days. And prior to that, the Empress had shown up, and that was like moving away from the situation. She was in the hopes and fears, and she's like, I am fucking out of here. Excuse my French. And then she stopped showing up, and she's not showing up.
No, she's not going to.
And I doubt very much if she'll show up for this deposition he's given today.
Yeah.
Which is that's interesting. I forgot that he was given that today. And here we are at the same moment, as a matter of fact. Right? So, and what is Libra? Libra is balance and justice. Now, in Libra himself, this is where his luck is. He has Jupiter in a middle degree, in that pinnacle degree at 17 degrees. So he's like at the peak of the mountain. No matter which side of the slope he's on, he always seems to land on his feet up there. So that's what he has. And he also has, let me start with his lowest digit in Libra is 5 degree Neptune, 14 degree Juno, 14 degree Chiron, 16 degree Estrella, which is justice and what I can't let go of, but what you need to let go of. But it's, it's what you need to let go of. And his South Node is at 12 degrees of Libra. So, I'm sorry, his south node is not. That's where Libra is at 12 degrees. So the south node and the north node transiting are lighting up the sky. And it's like, you got to let go. You got to do this. There's no choice. There's no choice. This is what you got to let go of. And your Estrella's got to learn how to pull up her pants.
Okay, you want to take up bets on whether he lets go?
About where he's going to go?
If he lets go. You know,
if he lets go, yeah.
He ain't going to let go of nothing.
Except what lands in his little diaper.
Yep.
You know, which is his health issue. And for that, I feel sorry for anyone who has to go through that. You know, that's a horrible experience.
Okay, I do feel sorry for him on that to a small degree.
Yeah.
Why it's a small degree is because it's self-inflicted.
Yeah. And he's done nothing to change the course that he's on.
Yes.
He's no longer a 4-year-old child. And we as mothers, all of us, would still have that. I get that angst for him. But he's not 4 years old. He made a choice a long time ago. And when they show that video of him going, oh, mommy, I just can't. He really went through that.
Yeah.
I can see him really doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I see that with potty training, because I have experienced a nephew who wouldn't go because he get stomach cramps. Well, the stomach cramps are a signal to go sit down on the throne.
Yes.
So anyways, so it's something that built up for years, because he had this huge control over his root chakra. And that's not what it's about, right? It's about getting the chakras to blend together in order to have the body flow together.
Yeah.
So that's one of the health issues that actually incarceration might do him good.
Yes.
You know, on the physical aspect of that.
Yeah.
So all in all, when you look at this chart, you know, the sun will, on sentencing day, the sun will be at 19 degrees of Cancer, and Venus will be at 29 degrees of Cancer, and his Venus is at 25. Now this is in the 11th house. So, and it's close enough that in the days coming up to that, there's going to be a show of sympathy towards him. Those who support him will continue to support him and feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Not knowing what the outcome is. And who to really watch in all of that is, what's her face? Cannon in Florida, going to visit him. On the day of his birthday. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said no conflict there.
Right.
And going to visit him.
Right. And Venus is probably lighting up his sun in Vulcan at this point. I left my phone downstairs, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, on his birthday, which is the 14th, Venus will be at 26 degrees. So she's probably somewhere closer to his sun. His sun is at 22 degrees. So she's probably closer in that range. Vulcan will be at 24 degrees. His Vulcan's at 25 degrees. So strength and power comes in his 11th house. Nobody really knows what to do, because just as we don't know much about Sedna, and we don't know what to expect from her being in Gemini, and we don't know much about Pluto because this is our first Pluto return. You know, these are things that we really haven't had logged history about.
Yeah.
So this is new ground and new territory, and why the Saturn shifting foundations and boundaries are coming into play. Not just because he's in Pisces, though that does have something to do with it,
Yeah.
But we are in a populated state of being that didn't exist when
Mhm.
this was written.
Yeah.
And it was much easier to trust people on their own recognizance in the past than it is nowadays. The tools to assist you in lying weren't
Mhm.
available. People still were living under the thought of, if you write it down, people can change it. But if you memorize it, it has to be word for word. I mean, that
Mhm.
wasn't too far in the past. It
Yeah.
was only like 100 years between the Pilgrims landing and the first thoughts of the revolution and getting out of underneath of King George. So
Mhm.
you got to think of it in that perspective. And then we have to understand that this movement that we're going through comes from people who really have not experienced the 40s and the 50s, some of them not
Mhm.
60s. They
Yep.
were born in the 60s. What do you remember when you're born in the
Mhm.
60s? Not much. Your parents, maybe.
Mhm.
So it is what I see happening to him is that it's going to get a mixture of things. The
Mhm.
toughest place is for Mershawn at this point. It feels like 3 months of incarceration and then another 8 months or more of home
Mhm.
confinement. And it's not going to be at Mar-a-Lago,
No.
though. It's going to be someplace in New Jersey in a garage. He needs to go live in a garage. So that's what I see. Shall we read on that?
Yeah.
All right. How
Okay.
are we going to pose this question, hon?
Let's see what the energy is going to be like for him up through the 14th.
Up through the 14th. Okay. And then we'll do the 11th.
Well, well, the 14th is June, right? The 11th
June,
is
his
July.
birthday.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go through the 11th then.
Okay.
Let's carry it that far.
Okay.
He ain't grounded. Who could have guessed that?
Oh my.
Nope, I can't get it to stay. He's not grounded at all.
Mm-mm. I have to read. Three of them went right off the board.
Yeah, that's the grounding stone is what headed off for me. I'm just going to read what I've got.
Oh,
You get it?
that now calcite still went off the board.
Oh, that ain't good.
Oh. I almost want to leave it out.
Calcite's mind.
Yeah, well, calcite is the mind. So I'm almost like, yeah, he's out of his mind.
Yeah, he's out of his mind and he's completely ungrounded.
And
I
so
can't get this to stay off the board.
since that's the second time it went off the board, I'm leaving it off the board.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he's just going to be willy-nilly over everything. So what did you get? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, go
Okay,
for
I
it.
got his calcite is in the orange calcite. The mind is in path forward. Mind is open. Watch for signs. He doesn't watch for signs of anything.
Mm-mm.
Then I've got spirit is in earth. Spirit transforming, but not yet finished. Well, will it ever with him? I'm starting to wonder. Then I've got his clarity or his soul light is in restate and past. Dilemma not well defined. Use lessons you have learned for answers. He hasn't learned any lessons.
He's learned how to be a bully.
And that's it. But he hasn't learned his lesson,
No.
his karmic lesson on that. And then finally, in Crown Enlightenment, I have his body. Light force of life needs to guide physical movement. Well, with his disconnect, I don't see where that's going to help him any.
Mm-mm.
To me, knowing what little I know about him, this looks like a train wreck. Physically, psychically, mentally,
Yeah,
spiritually.
and he takes prisoners, and they all go with him willingly, and they're all aboard the crazy train. And I can hear Ozzy in my head. Okay,
that's the worst reading I've ever had.
Right. You got it. All your stones are red?
Yep.
Okay, well, calcite went off the board twice for me. So off the board it is, and he's just out of his mind, period.
Yeah.
And he is. I think that there certainly is. You can classify it as a dementia. There's a disconnect there, and that can go back to his birth and some sort of a learning disability from the beginning of time. He's dyslexic. He can't read. He can't stay focused long enough to read. And I understand, because I have dyslexia. Sometimes I have to read every single word out loud, plus say period, comma, capital the. Silly things like that in order to keep with it.
Yeah.
Especially when the conversation becomes mundane, or just like, get on with it already, Anyway, so that boy is just sitting still. So if I had him in school, he'd have been obstinate disorder with OCD as well.
Yeah.
Obstinate combative disorder plus hyperactivity, which usually go hand in hand. And that's the sign of a genius. He could have been a contender, but he's not. Okay, so fusite is in solar plexus, which is the body will bring forth power, but where does his power lie? What's in your solar plexus? His intestines. And what is he unhealthy with? His intestines. So what kind of power is he going to be having through all of this? It's going to worse. It can very well be getting worse, because he hasn't changed his diet to make it any better. And then from the fusite, we have his amethyst is in air. No kidding.
Yeah.
He's no grounding. Amethyst in air. That's my stone, and I'm an airhead. I'm a Gemini as well. So spirit transforms thinking. But the way he looks at it is thinking will transform all of this.
Yeah.
No, you got to do it the other way, Donald.
Hi, Tabitha. Hi, Carl.
Hi, Carl. And then we have sodalite in fire. I'm not sodalite. I'm sorry. Prehnite. Duh. No. I'm talking about all these other crystals in my head. Pyrite. Duh. We have pyrite in half in fire and half in restate. Where's his passion lie? in the wrong place.
Yep.
Right? And is fire grounding? No. It's burns it up. It's cinders. And what's he telling himself? The same old crappy story. They're out to get me. They're out to get me. He
Yes.
probably really believes the crap he invents.
Well, if you repeat something to yourself over and over again, you start to believe it, even if it's a lie.
Right. You see it happening. So
yeah.
That's just his energy from now until the day it's over with. And I want to now take the calcite by itself. I'm going to remove these other stones. I'm going to take the calcite by itself and see what the calcite says about after the words of the judge have come down on the 11th. Okay.
Yeah, you're getting happy birthdays in there.
Okay. Where is his mind? End of sentencing. Oh, then he's grounded, and then he's half in path forward and half in earth with his mind. Now he knows what he has to deal with. That's the hard thing for him right now, is not knowing what he has to deal with, because there's nobody he can pay off.
No.
Somebody already came forward that they had been offered money. A bag of money was left that they were, trying to be bribed a juror in another case, but one of his cases in another state. It wasn't here in Michigan, because we have a class action. So against him. So all of these things that are piling up, it's not just these 34 counts of which could put him away for 20 years. It's all that other stuff as well. The judge has to do something. So it's Mershon that we should also give a look at. What do you think? Trump? Will Trump make it to the debate with Biden? Carl, I don't want to ask the stones. I will definitely read on that again. I read on that before with cards. Go ahead.
Will Trump make it to the debate with Biden? He's going in circles. He's not really made up his mind.
See, I see him getting sick. And that's what the cards have told me over and over, that he'll be too sick. And like everything he says, I'll do it. And he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because of his anxiety issues. The man has issues.
Yep.
Okay. So do we want to just do a quick read on Mershon?
Okay. And
then because I don't see any questions. Thank you, Tabitha. No. Okay. Never too late for a Gemini.
Hi, Tabitha.
Shining. And actually, my good buddy's dog, Ruby, her birthday is today.
Let's see this one. Okay. Gotcha. That kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But he can, like I had said earlier, he just keeps doing what he's doing, and they just keep giving him drugs to keep him going right where he is.
Oops, we lost her. She'll be right back. There she is.
It's too late for him to change course because his canoe is already leaking,
Yep. Okay, if anybody wants a personal reading, put it in the comments. And we'll get to you.
What changed, Carl? Oh, I like this one. bingo, they're all clustered together. We have his sodalite, which is clarity, is completely in earth, grounded. He's an intellect, aside from the fact he's a very experienced trial judge.
Mm-hmm.
His amethyst is in air and partially in earth. His
Mm-hmm.
pyrite is half in air and half in earth. So he is thinking, what has he learned from the past? What have other judges done in similar situations? Nothing really fits the bill.
Oh,
He
hi,
has got a
Rods.
precedence that he can
Mm-hmm.
set here, right? Hi, Fezuzu as well. And then in fire, we have fusite and calcite. So he is well aware of this weight that he has on his shoulders. And he is well aware of the fact that what he does now is going to set precedence for the future courts in this kind of situation. Because now we have to realize this is not going to be the last full in the deck, because we always just get another deck.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get?
Okay, just a second.
Oh, Hypnicity, don't worry. I was late getting here, and then I didn't have all my stuff together, so we started late anyway.
Okay, hang on. I got a question to start here. I'll get quicker at this eventually. Gotcha, Andrea. And you too, Fatima.
Yes.
Okay,
Andrea,
what I got.
actually, is
Mhm.
that what oh my gosh. Who texted me yesterday? Yesterday I received so many texts. I can't remember who texted me yesterday asking me about this. Yes, and she was asking me if I would take a look at it for all of you, for you both of you.
Okay. Okay, Carl, we can't really do medical readings, but we can do the energy around it. We'll see what we can do to get you some kind of answer. Hi, Milani. Okay, what I got was he is totally ungrounded. There's no ground in there. His mind, your calcite, is in the root chakra. Which, where else would it be with him? Mind is aligned with creativity. So he's busy trying to come up with new schemes.
Yeah.
His body is in true.
So he's following his gut, you think?
Yes. And that's all he's really following. And that says yes. That's exactly what he's doing. And then his spirit or amethyst is an earth. Spirit transforming, but not yet finished. I don't think it will ever be finished, to be honest with you. And then I got his clarity is in earth and air. Be sure your thoughts are clear. You have many paths ahead of you. The correct one will appear in the future. I don't even think he's looking for the correct path. He's trying to make his own path.
He does, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So definitely, he knows he's well aware that he's making precedents. Yep. Andrea, that's exactly who contacted me yesterday. And I think it would be okay if we, since she asked me yesterday, that we can look at this together, and then you can tell her, or I'll send her a text. That lets
Okay.
her know that we both read on that.
Okay.
But which one? Shall we back up to the other question that Andrea had?
Yeah. Let me start it.
But Fatima has one also.
Yeah. I got her, I think.
Okay.
Hang on, let me check. I'm going to check on all of the stars
Okay.
I got in just a second.
Yeah, and we should probably start at the beginning. So
yeah,
you tell me.
Okay, the first one up we have is Faye.
Okay.
If you have time, take a personal reading. Could you do a reading on my job search? I have a job, but looking for a better one.
Okay.
Is she gonna find a new job within the next week? Okay.
Wow.
Go ahead. I haven't even thrown them yet.
Okay. So we have Fuchsite, half in the throat chakra and half in the path forward. So Fuchsite is the body, and that is telling you, speak the truth. Stand in your light. You know, open yourself up to what you really want. Write it down. What you really want it to be for you. Not just the fulfillment, not just the finances, but the fulfillment of what you would like it to do. And so let's see. And then you have pyrite all in the path forward, which is your grounding stone. So that is more of the abundance is going to come your way. So look up to that throat chakra where you're opening yourself to whatever your instinct is bringing down into this area. What does the higher mind tell you? What does the heart tell you? The throat is going to link the two together for you. And then you have calcite, the mind, over there in truth. So speak your truth about this. Write it down. Make sure that you say exactly what it is you want. Positive thoughts will, of course, enhance your ability to fulfill, manifest what it is you want to see. And then you have both fuchsite and amethyst in false. Okay, so amethyst is the spirit, clarity is sodalite. And there they are both in false. And its spirit is not aligned with your situation. So what is it you're not really telling yourself? What are you not admitting to yourself? And then the amethyst being there, spirit has, that's it again. Both of them. Your mind is silent. The sodalite is your mind misleading the spirit that's in you, not the spirit that is enhancing you, bringing it forward. So you don't have a clear vision of what it is you want. Okay, so that's what you have to create. And that brings you back to that fuchsite being in your throat chakra. Tell yourself, write it down, read it. Don't put it someplace where you can look at it every day, or put it someplace in that you consider a sacred spot, an altar, somebody to hold the energy on it, whatever your favorite little icon is, or mandala, or draw a sigil of your own that incorporates like a symbol for everything that you want to see. It can just be the letters for each word. The job, the ultimate job that you want. And then I guess that's all of them. They were clustered together there. Yeah, they were clustered together there. So that's all of them. It's just make sure you ask what you want. You know, you
Mhm.
ask what you want. So be clear with yourself.
Okay, with mine, the first thing I'm going to say is you need grounding. So go hug a tree, stand in grass. You need grounding because your grounding stone kind of
Right.
rolled off.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Because my pyrite was in that path forward as well. So there was no grounding there. That's like, I want to run.
Okay, then we got the same answer.
But you don't have a
Okay.
direct.
Yeah. Now the body is in present, third eye, and third chakra. And that's your fuchsite. Okay, present is the time is now. Insight needs to be expressed physically. Get up and move. Do something toward what you're looking for. And then the throat chakra is expressions of truth will free the body. So the more you lay on the truth, even if it's harsh, the better off you'll be, and it'll make it easier on yourself.
What stone did you have in the throat chakra?
It's the body, the fuchsite.
Oh, that's, yeah. And I had the fuchsite half in there. See that?
Yep. And then I have your orange calcite is in earth.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on the situation are coming. So your answer is coming soon. You're not going to be waiting on it long. And then your clarity is in earth and fire. Use the ideas you carry from your past and past lives for a solution. Use the ones that ended in a positive ending. Use those ideas and experiences. And then let's see, it's also in fire. Oh, that was fire. Now we got to go to earth. You have many paths ahead of you. The correct one will appear in the future. So you're on your way. Don't worry about which way you're going because you've got it already. Your path will appear to you and it'll be obvious. And then the last I have is spirit is in fire. And thoughts from the past can be clouding or enlightening ideas. And that comes back to use the positive outcomes in your past.
Yeah. What is it?
The issues,
Smoky?
yep, the issues and situations that you can use as a blueprint for today, use only the ones that ended in a positive result. And that'll do it for you. Yep. Okay. Let me go to the next one. Okay, now she wants a reading for the month of June.
Okay. How's it going to go for Fatima for June?
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
You ready or you want me to go?
You better go because I have another stone that I have to re-roll.
Okay, I've got
you off.
okay. I've got 3 stones in air.
Wow.
Okay, so you've got your body or your fuchsite is in air. Ground your thoughts. The calcite thoughts are all important. Then the amethyst is spirit transforms thinking. So you need to listen to those cues from your guides, your angels, or whoever you listen to. Your gods, whatever, your deity. You need to listen to the messages coming in. And then your clarity or your soul light is in water. You have the clarity you need. Follow one of the paths and use your life force to resolve your situation. So you've got all the tools and the knowledge that you need to get past whatever it is you're working through for the month. And then finally, I got her grounding stone. The pyrite is in fire. Clarification comes from dealing with your past. There you go. There's your past coming in again. Yep. You've got to watch, things in the past and not let them drag you around.
Wow. So I have fusite in earth. Physical changes are coming. That's what that means.
Yeah.
And then I have calcite half in earth and half in fire.
Mm-hmm.
And so the final thoughts are on the situation aren't clear. Period. I mean, both of them do not become connected to the thoughts of the past. That's the fire, because these changes are coming. There's something that you are you facing something right now, Fatima? Do you have a health issue? Let me see the rest of this, but is there something going on with your health, or are you is this a indication that you should check on something for your health? Are you due for a physical? Because pyrite is also in there. That's your grounding stone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all in fire, and pyrite in fire is that's like burning up. Pyrite in fire doesn't give you too much grounding.
Yeah.
Clarity
Yes,
comes from
yes,
dealing with your past. So that calcite is your mind keeps going to the past. Your pyrite is telling you you got to deal with it before you can move forward. And there's also something going on physically. Some physical change is coming. Now, your amethyst is in half in go for it and half in water. And I have to tell you, I'm going to pick up my stone and hopefully you can see how pointy it is. This top point, it was a ballerina's toe, and it did a pirouette like an ice skater, spinning so fast, all in water. Okay, and all I could think about was when I was taking ice skating lessons, figure skating lessons when I was a kid, and learning to spin around like that. So there's something spiritually that you feel coming on. Is this your ability to heal others? Because your sodalite, clarity, is all up there in the third eye. And that third eye clarity comes from your ability to plan, to do these things, to sense what needs to change, the physical changes. That are you reading other people? Are you empathetic and picking up energies that belong to other people, where you can turn that into an asset for you by being a healer for other people? Or are you picking up the energies of other people that are making you sick? So something is going on with you this month that is bringing about physical changes in you. Diet, you're getting more exercise, you're feeling good. You stayed with my parents' home and I have to pay other siblings. Oh, that's troublesome for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is you wanting to get out from under this.
Pick other people's energy. Yeah, you do pick up other people's energy.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful of that.
Yep. And so you're living with your parents, you're picking up their energies. your you have to pay off your siblings because you're staying with your parents. What are they? I don't understand that part, except for me to say they're charging you rent to stay with your parents and you have to give the rent to them. It's a hard situation, right?
They have passed on.
Oh, so you have the house and you have to pay off the rest of the family.
Gotcha.
Got it. Yes, I understand that. That makes sense. Okay. So if you sold the house, you'd still have to split it with your siblings. What do you really want? This is up to you to decide. This is up for you to decide. You know, this is your parents' home, probably was your childhood home as well. So all of those energies are still in there.
Yep.
And that, sometimes it's a thing you don't want, is to have that past following you. So weigh it out. As we move towards the school season returning, July, August, that's the time to really put a sign on the front lawn, and houses sell like that. I don't know where you live, but wherever school starts in September, people want to be in a house by the time the school season starts again. So that's how I see that. So it's a decision you have to make. And that third eye is so active in you that don't let their energies and don't let the energies of the house, get out your smudge sticks, clear the energy, open the windows, let it blow through no matter what, it's hot or sandy or whatever. Let it blow through. Let it turn to cinder all the energies that you don't want to be picking up.
Okay. I think we'll go on to Andrea now.
Okay. Specific targeted populations. Well, I think if we do, we should probably do a body stone and a mind stone, because we know where their spirit is.
Yeah.
Is to get out of one situation and then they find themselves in another that's equally as confusing as the one they left. So I think we should probably do the fuchsite, maybe the calcite as well.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens with just those two stones.
Okay, I got the body in the past. Look to previous forms that have served you. So you look to previous situations and experience.
Yeah.
That's what they have to do, is look for previous experience. And then the orange calcite, or the mind, is in water, go for it, and true. Now, water is let go of limitations. True is yes. And go for it is movement will be easy. So apparently something's going to change in their situations.
Right. And I've got fuchsite in false. They're listening to the signals that their body is sending, which are anxiety issues in the situation that they are. But that anxiety isn't going to go away if it's an illegal situation. They have to rethink it all, because calcite, the mind, is in restate and past, which is, what did you learn from the past? You do know that if you do things like to illegally cross the border, you're only going to get in greater distress, or
Mm-hmm.
some idiot is going to kill you because you got to pick and choose where you're going to cross at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy.
No.
And so the story that they're telling themselves is the grass is always greener over the septic tank.
Mm-hmm.
To quote Irma Bombeck.
Yep.
You know, remember her? Life is just a bowl of cherries.
Mm-hmm.
No, her saying was, life is just a chair of bowlies. So when you think about Irma's sayings in that, the grass may look greener, but when you get there, it's filled with weeds, just like the one you left.
Yeah.
And you're just trading one trouble for another.
Mm-hmm.
How can you hide? How can you get away from it where you are to put things together to get to a better place? How to help these people for us as light workers? What do? We have to send them love and release it.
Mm-hmm.
Willingly send it to them that they find the safest path. This or
I
something.
like that. Mm-hmm.
This or something better.
Mm-hmm.
That their angels and guides carry them through whatever they have to go through to get to a safer place, whether it's here or going to Scandinavia or anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
getting safe passage to anything. I mean, look at how many refugees try to come from Cuba and just die in a boat wreck,
Yeah.
Or a storm that brews up. So it has to be pretty bad if people are willing to take a chance like that.
Mm-hmm.
So where they're planted is where we have to begin to send them love and light for healing and finding a better way.
Yeah.
Everything to come in. As light workers, aren't we all being taxed with so much right now?
Mm-hmm.
It's overwhelming. And then an X-flare lays us down just so that we take a break.
It did a good job, let me tell you. Okay. We've already reached an hour.
Okay. Oh my
Hang on
God.
a second. We got, I think, 4 questions to go. Let me pull them up here. Okay. Which one is this? This is Carl. This is where he has pain.
Carl, have you had a tick bite?
Yeah, that's a good guess. Carl, you need to go to the doctor, and like right now. That would be my best advice. You need a professional.
It quite possibly is that bad posture because you're sitting on the bed so much and you need to do some yoga, dude. But have you had a bite? Did you have an itchy bite that you didn't know where it came from? Or if you've ever had a tick bite before,
Mm-hmm.
you should check your body and see if you had a bite somewhere. Health. Let's pick one stone for health.
I'd say the body.
Okay. Fuchsite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I got false and path forward.
And I got go for it and true.
Physical feelings will move you to the next step, and listen to your body signals. I could have told you that without reading the stone.
Yeah.
Listen to your body.
Yep.
Make sure you know what's going on with it.
So I got Go For It and True, which is movement easy and yes. So what she said. and
Listen to your
remember,
body.
yeah, go do some cat cow tilts, because sitting in a posture like that for a long time. I know I have a little tiny curvature of the spine, a little scoliosis. And when I'm sitting too long at the desk and I haven't done enough things prior to sitting there, that spot just screams at me.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could, monitor yourself, do some cat cows, do some yoga, do some gentle walking, not storming through the jungle or on a quest. Do something to just appreciate a walk that puts you in alignment. Proper breathing, because that's the other thing. When you're sitting all the time, we're not breathing properly. We're not getting the air down to the bottom of the lungs. That air is so important because it creates, it fires, it fuels the fire that creates the circulation that goes through our bodies. And you can walk out the stiffness, stretch out the stiffness. And even though you look like a teenager, I know you're not. He's a cutie.
Yep.
I had great opportunity to have a Zoom meeting with him the other day. So.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I got to see him face to face, and
Wow.
He's very cute.
Okay. Andrea's got a second one here.
Yeah. Okay. Now she was gonna send me a text today that gave me the question. Better stated than she did yesterday, because my brothers were here. It was my birthday. We were celebrating and been out to dinner and stuff. So I didn't have the full impact of the question, and I don't have my phone with me to refer to it. So maybe we should just skip this question for now, because I know she's going to be in touch with me again.
Oh, okay. Okay, and Carl's got another one.
Will I get paid this week by my friend Ronnie for the job? Oliver stood me up yesterday. What? Didn't he say he was paying you Friday?
Hunt him down like a dog, and don't let him go until you get money out of him. Grab him by the ankles, shake him upside down.
Well, Carl, you still get, since it's the first time that it's in your back as well, stiff necks is a normal thing, right? You are getting a little bit older. Back of your skull, that's your, where the brainstem connects to the spine. So it could well be you're sleeping in a draft. Something is blowing cold on your neck when the rest of your body's trying to stay warm. So.
But if it doesn't let up, you need to go to the doctor. And I mean, pretty soon.
Right. If this continues, I'd say by Thursday, be in a doctor's office.
Yep.
So only mosquitoes, no ticks, only mosquitoes. Yeah. Well, mosquitoes carry a disease also.
Oh God, the viruses here in Texas we got from mosquitoes is
right. Malaria and what's the other one?
Zika.
Yeah, and then another M.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Meningitis, spinal meningitis, not just meningitis, but spinal meningitis. That would be my first concern, but you're still standing here, Do you have a fever? Look for all those clues as well. Your body feel like it weighs a ton.
Okay, I'm going to use my pendulum on the paid. Will he pay me this week? I got a slight yes, and then it's going in a circle. That means only if you take a step, because He's
Yeah.
not going to do it of his own volition. You need to
Noise.
say something
Yeah.
to him.
I'm getting a no. He's not going to follow through without you taking exactly what Angela said to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like, it's not like he's next door. You know, he can't just go.
Yeah.
Year and a half. Oh, you poor guy.
Yep.
Well, my dear.
We've got one more.
Okay.
Suzanne Grigsby. And then this will be it. How will my summer go since moving?
There you go. I haven't seen you in a while there, Suzanne. Sometimes see you in the chats. Oh, I see. I see lots of good things here.
Mm-hmm.
You have your fuchsite in sacral creativity, so you'll be redecorating, moving, and thinking of new ways to spruce up the house. You have calcite is in earth, false, and heart. So don't make any false promises to yourself. What's the story you're telling yourself? Remain positive, remain grounded, but lighten your heart. This is it's gonna lighten your heart anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You can expect a few things that didn't show up when you were signing the contract to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it get you down. And, just move forward. Continue to move forward on that, because your spirit is full of passion. Your amethyst is in fire. And it wants to create, and it wants to clarify everything and make it solid and be ready for Christmas when Christmas gets here. And then you have pyrite totally in earth, ground. And sodalite went in future and the present. So it's unpacking and packing, and then unpacking. It's like tote the barge. If you haven't packed it yet, trust me, label.
Absolutely.
Don't just say kitchen, because if you threw the peanut butter in with the pots and pans, you want to know it when you're looking for the peanut butter, because you're starving and there's nothing else in the house. This happened. I just got done. I moved here after 30 years in a home in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got done helping my good buddy from my teenage years move from here after 25 years in a house here. And I packed the peanut butter and I put it in with all the salt and pepper and everything that didn't have a lid on it, because we were taking it in our cars.
Yeah.
And I told her, it's in the kitchen. Just pick up that piece of paper and you will see it. There were 3 boxes with no lids on them. We carried them in our cars. The girl couldn't find the peanut butter. So on the last final day, when we were cleaning the other house, I brought her a fresh jar of peanut butter. And then I followed her to her house with the last load of stuff. And I walked into the kitchen and I picked up the white piece of paper and I pulled out the half-eaten jar of peanut butter and said, "This is what we're looking for." So, if you really want it, put it in your car or your pocket.
That was cute. I love that.
Carl. Yeah.
Okay. Suzanne, since moving, let's see. I'm going to start at Crown Enlightenment because you've got your spirit in there. And that is, spirit harmonizes all of your efforts. So listen to your guides, your angels, whatever they'll help you out with it. It's not going to be bad. It can't be bad with your light force of life, you know.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, your spirit harmonizing all of your efforts. And then I've got your pyrite is in crown enlightenment. Helps give confidence in our ability to connect energies. There you go. So you're not going to have problems connecting with your spirit. Your spirit will tell you where things are. And then it's also in future. And that's all the gifts are not yet recognized. So you've got some gifts showing up there while you're moving in. You know, all of that effort has come to taking you into the present enough to let other things come in. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Then your clarity is in path forward. I couldn't think of a better place for it to be.
Yeah.
Look carefully at omens at this time for move forward. There you go. It's connect to your spirits, your guides, your God, whatever you listen to, whatever is your guiding force or your intuition. Listen to that, and it sounds like they're absolutely sending. And then your mind isn't false. Your mind is misleading. That's why you need to listen to those omens and spirits, spirit guides, angels, because they're all talking to you and they're sending you in the right direction.
Yep.
And then finally, I've got your fuchsite, your body is in water. Helps from grounding elements. Yes, you need to ground, then ground again, because you're not quite grounded yet.
She's over the moon right now.
Yes, she is.
But the next time we go into is Cancer. That'll calm you down a little bit. Mm-hmm. It'll probably get you upset when you can't find what you're looking for, but that's okay. You'll get through it. And then the next one is Fire, Leo. And then the next one is Virgo. End of August, we're going into Virgo. It'll be done.
All right.
You'll be ready for the harvest.
See what she's
moving to ground floor from third floor. I love it. Good job.
Oh, that's perfect. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Diana.
Now I've put the dogs in the car so that they would leave me alone. and now, of course, I now have to fulfill their dream because they're in the car thinking they're walking. So I'm going to take them and go for a walk and get grounded myself. Come home and braid up another 30 sweetgrass braids and get some grounding myself today.
Oh, I love sweetgrass.
And you're welcome, Carl. No problem. Everybody here, thank you for coming.
Yeah, and absolutely. Thank you for your questions, your comments.
And listening through our political rant.
Uh-huh.
But it affects us all. So, there's that. Yep.
And y'all do us wonders. It's really a pick-me-up to do these shows.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So like, share, subscribe, do the YouTube things, and for entertainment purposes only, just because we're supposed to say that.
And Angela, you look like you're losing weight there, girlfriend.
I keep losing the same 10 pounds.
Oh, I know how that is.
It's like from week to week. I don't know what's going on.
Well, once you get all of that stuff taken care of that you've got going on physically. So everybody send some love and light to Angela.
Yep.
It'll stabilize. Excuse me. It'll stabilize.
Yeah. Well, I'm down to 4 surgeries when we were supposed to be 5.
Oh, that's good. Let's see if we can get you to 3.
Let's get me to none. I'd be really happy with none.
Yeah, there is that.
Mm-hmm.
There is that.
Well, thank you all for being here.
Bye.
It was a pleasure.
Peace.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.